So recently guys, nag-join kami ng Grow Out Challenge ng CGC, which is Cebu Goldfish Club, and it's a black tiny tail rancho. Initially, nag-join kami, it's because, tiny tail rancho siya and it's black. Meron kaming black na tiny tail rancho dito sa aming fish yard. And we were hoping na we could get a female para pair namin sa aming black rancho or tiny tail rancho. Unfortunately, Grow Out Challenges is kinda random or raffle talaga yan. So, unfortunately, we got another male, but it's okay. We still tried to groom it with a mix of swerte, chamba, genes ng isda, and some little knowledge on grooming. Nanalo kami ng first place. Actually, it's been a long time na hindi na kami nag-join ng mga grooming challenge. Before, sinasabay-sabay namin mga 10 entries dito sa ibang-ibang mga organizers. Pero ngayon, we stopped for some reason. Well, it's a kind of surprise guys na nanalo kami dito because it's been a long time na hindi kami nakapag-groom. But if you know the basics in fish keeping, basically, you have a bigger chance na mag-survive ang inyong isda. Dapat mo talagang matutunan kasi ma-challenge ka sa sarili mo na buhayin talagang isda, pagandahin, palakihin in 90 days. So sa mga gustong sumubok guys na gustong mag-groom ng kanilang isda, well, there's no standard really in grooming because you really have to observe and use your knowledge how to survive the fish for the next 90 days. Now, there's no standard in that one, but there are basics. If you want to learn, keep watching. Okay, so since you're still here, I guess you are interested in learning how to groom a goldfish. So this is only applicable sa goldfish guys. So to other kind of fishes, basically there's a different way of grooming them. So the basics of grooming a goldfish basically is just the same as the basic fish keeping. But since grooming a goldfish is actually disruptive, so we are going above standard. Like standard feeding is 2 to 3 times. Grooming is you have to feed them 5 to 10 times. To even others would actually go for 24 hours. Why 24 hours or more than 10 to 15 times? Because in the first month of growing guys, so we will be grooming it for 3 months. So that's 90 days. So basically on the first month, you will concentrate on the growing or growth ng ating mga isda. So you have to feed them more than often. And at that age kasi that's why we are considering on the growth is unahin muna natin yung paglaki ng isda. Then on the second month is yung form. And then on the third month is yung coloration na and yung health ng isda. So that's why at the end of the challenge or the end of 90 days, lumalabas na maganda ang isda natin, sakto sa form, sakto sa color. Doon ka mananalo. So in a basic fish keeping or basic grooming, ang first thing talaga natin na alamin is ang tank size. Optimal size ng goldfish kung mag-fish keeping ka is 10 to 20 gallons per fish. But since we are feeding them more, so we need a bigger tank, minimum of 30 gallons. Why? So the reason behind guys ng bigger tank or bigger water volume is para hindi madali masira ang tubig. Kasi we'll be feeding them more often and it can change the pH, of course, ammonia toxicity or saturation. So kung mas malaking tank, hindi mas mabilis na masira yung tubig. And also the temperature is very important. Kung malamig ang panahon or mainit ang panahon, hindi madali din mag-change. So in that way, hindi madaling ma-stress ang isda natin kasi walang abrupt changes ng temperature. So that's the reason behind that one. Also, yes, tamang linis din. So, tamang tank size, then tamang linis. You have to water change your fish, but the frequency, there's no standard on that one. That depends on the bioload. Bioload means yung kapasidad ng inyong tank na mag-cycle ng ammonia ng ating mga isda. So, kung how much mag-produce ng ammonia ang ating fish dahil pinifeed natin more than standard feeding, then your filtration system must be able to cope with that also. If mas mahina yung filtration system mo, then you will have to do water changes more. Pero if you have a bigger filtration system and very effective filtration system, you can actually do water change less. So there's a debate on that one, guys, na sinasabi ng mga fish keeper na huwag daw dalasan ang pag-water change kasi it will disturb them and it will make them stressful, and pag stress sila ayaw na nilang kumain. So yeah, that's actually the debate, but I would kind of disagree on that one kasi before we were able to grow like a 15 cm na isda sa isang 4 feet tank by 2 feet by 15 inches lang. It's a rancho tank. We got 4 fishes in a tank andyan sa aming fish yard, and in 90 days time we were able to grow it about 15 inches. Mas malaki pa sa source na sa binilhan namin ng mga isda. That is because we did water change sa umaga and water change sa gabi. We were also replenishing the nitrifying bacteria weekly. So in that case, malinis talaga ang tubig. So the reason behind that, guys, if kasi may mataas ang ammonia ng ating tank because of feeding, stacking, fishes would tend to release some enzymes or hormones sa katawan nila to stop their growth. So this is like a nature's defense system na para hindi mag-ammonia yung habitat nila or yung bahay nila, parang pinipigilan nila ang sarili nila mag-grow through that enzyme. So basically, there's also a remedy on that one by putting activated charcoal and hindi yan mag-affect. So like if you're growing your goldfishes, di kayo masyadong sure if stress sila hindi, then you can put activated charcoal sa inyong filtration system to absorb those kind of hormones para hindi mag-disrupt ng growth ng inyong mga isda. Before we use mga uling-uling lang, pero activated carbon is more effective daw. Basta you keep your schedule lang on your water changes. That's the best practices. Like if you're water changing on the morning like 6 to 7 a.m., then do that consistently. And if you do water changes in the afternoon, do that consistently as well, because fishes or goldfishes may tendency sila na adaptive sila, so they adapt. So at that time magwa-water change ka, they will be expecting it na at this time magwa-water change ka, then they will not be stressed, they will be expecting it, just like your feeding system, guys. So there is a study also that pag consistent ka sa inyong feeding at the same time, if you're feeding them at this hour consistently, they will live longer. So mas less silang magkakasakit. Keep the water clean so that para hindi mag-stunt yung growth ng ating mga isda. Yung technique na ginagamit namin, guys, is we use nitrobac in our tanks weekly or sometimes once a month, depende sa bioload, or pag marami ang isda, weekly, twice a month naman kung hindi masyadong loaded yung bioload, and if maluwag ng tank, like isa lang, dalawang fish lang sa isang tank, so once a month it works. So kayo lang talaga magtansya, guys, if ilang beses kayo maglagay nito, but not every day, of course. Minimum of 1 week to twice a month or once a month, depende sa dami and how fast na gumawa ng ammonia ang inyong mga tank. This will clear your water and also replenish the nitrifying bacteria sa ating mga biofiltration, guys, to keep the water pristine and clean. So since we're also talking about feeding the fish multiple times, so basically they need also some supplement na para push sa kanilang metabolism. So on the first month ng ating 90 days, basically malit pa yung mga isda, about mga ganyan, mga 1 to 1.5 inch na ang size nila. So ang mangyayari is they will grow faster at that stage. So we will be feeding more high protein, and then you also have to check the metabolism if they're still pooping. So if they stop pooping, that means yung nag-stop ang kanilang digestion, then magka-clog yan sa kanilang belly. So you also have to check the temperature, because like I said, low temperature will affect their digestion. So slow ang digestion nila. So if wala kang heater, then you'll have to stop feeding or slow down the feeding. That case, lalo na when we started our grow out entry, it was a rainy season, so matagal-tagal din yung maulan na panahon, guys. So di talaga namin nag-grow ng malaki yung aming entry. Also one factor is kasi male kasi yung entry namin, so mas mahirap palakihin, mahirap i-form yung male kaysa female. So yeah, so kailangan mag-heater and And iwas din na matulog yung mga nitrifying bacteria. So tuloy-tuloy ang pag-grooming kasi you will be left behind kasi 90 days grooming lang nga. So we all know guys na the feeding that we're going to give our fish in the first month is mga high protein, the best or favorite nyo na mga fish pellets. And what we do here is we supplement it with Probi. Probi is fish probiotics or pet probiotics. This can actually be given to your fur pets, also sa mga manok ninyo, and even tilapia and bangus fish farms, ginagamit nila ito. But sumikat ang Probi during yung kasagsagan ng grooming challenges nung 2000 or 2019 to 2002 or 2003 even, mayroon pang mga grooming challenge. So ito yung mga ginagamit ng mga groomers kasi kapag stress ang isda kasi even you give them the best fish food para sa grooming natin, and if they are stressed, their digestion will actually slow down as well and their appetite will slow down. So matitirahan talaga yung pagkain at yun, dudumi yun sa tubig. So what happens is if you soak the pellets with probiotics or Probi will actually help with the nutrient absorption ng favorite pellets ng ating mga isda. So in that way, kapag na-absorb nila ang nutrients na kailangan nila sa kanilang katawan through sa favorite pellets nyo, their immune system will actually improve, and if their immune system is good, then they will be stress resilient and it will show na maganda yung isda natin. So kapag healthy ang ating mga isda, makikita din yan sa mukha. And also, it comes with astaxanthin, so it helps with the pigmentation ng ating mga isda. Ever since we tried Probi since 2019 or 2000, mga ganyan, parang kulang na talaga yung feeding namin kapag hindi kami nagpo-Probi. Malaki talaga yung trust namin dito sa product na to and it's really effective. Nabilib talaga kami. Same with Nitrovac guys. Subok na talaga ito and marami talagang bumibili nito including Nitrovac. Marami tayong orders every day. So yeah, subok yan. So basically these things guys is kailangan nyo talaga itong intindihin. You will need to focus more on the water parameters and observe ng isda on the first month kasi it's critical kasi you will be feeding more your fish on the first month. On the second month, you will be concentrating on the body form. So there are different techniques dyan. Some would put them in a crowd para to shorten and to give them a high back. Some would actually put them in a lower height na tubig to improve the curve. Some of the groomers actually put them in a high volume water. And there's a different yan guys, but there is no proof in that yet. So we cannot teach that here, but yeah, this is actually the fun part is experimenting talaga. Because kahit meron tayong mga techniques na ganyan guys, babawi din talaga yung genes ng isda. Kapag yung genes niya, ganun pa din yan. Like for example, if you wanna grow the wen of your goldfish, merong ibang ginagawa na parang kinakat nila para mag-grow. Iba yung pinapakain nila ng high protein, yung kiti-kiti, lion head, hickory lion head. Nagpapagrow daw yan ng hump ng head or yung wen ng goldfish. Those are things, but mayroon ding iba na pag pinakain nila ito, hindi talaga na-grow. That is because umaagaw talaga yung genes guys. Pag hindi talaga malaki yung genes ng wen ng ating may isda, hindi talaga yan mag-grow as big as kahit anong pakain nyo pa. There's also one grooming technique ng pagpalaki ng wen is you keep them feeding high protein but you keep them in a small tank para hindi na lumaki yung katawan niya. Instead, yung ulo ang lalaki niya kasi he will still be consuming the protein. But again, that's not yet proven. It's a theory or hypothesis lang nila na ginagawa na medyo nag-work in 1 or 2 fishes, but if it cannot be repeated many times, then it's not a strategy. Maraming factors din yan, but it's worth a try. So if mayroong mga groomers dyan na meron kayong mga technique na proven guys, you can comment down below if you want to share it, but if you don't want to share it, you can keep it yourselves. Ganun naman. And then on the third month guys, so concentrate na dyan ang coloration and maintaining din ang form kasi you need to observe them na hindi pinagtrabuhan mo on the second month to form your fish Then on the 5th month, color is also one of the criteria. So dapat trabahoin din ang coloration on the 3rd month. And also the nutrition para maganda sila tingnan on the final submission. So for the red colored na fish, hindi masyadong mahirap yan i-color. Pwede yan astaxanthin, pwede din yan spirulina added on your fish food, or you choose a fish food na may spirulina. You don't need actually much guys yung mag-add ng powder. You can do that if you like, but enough na talaga yung nasa pellets na. Kasi if you add more spirulina powder, pupunta lang yan sa kidney ng isda at can be the reason na mamatay ang isda nyo. Yung astaxanthin kasi is red pigments na pumupunta sa mga cells ng ating mga isda. The fish's cell can only hold few pigments, and pag sobra na yan, itatapon talaga ng katawan, and dadaan yan sa liver, dadaan yan sa kidney, at itatapon lang yan, and magbibigay yan ng trabaho, ng matinding trabaho sa kidney and liver ng ating mga isda, which can cause stress sa isda, which can cause the stress to their organs, and baka iyan pa ang ikakamatay ng isda nyo. Minsan nga yung astaxanthin, pag na-overdose mo yan, ma-affected yung reproductive system niya at magiging baog daw yung merong study niyan guys sa sa mga agriculture na nakaka-affect yung coloration or color, mga chlorophyll, mga ganyan. But in a good amount, okay din yan. And dito naman sa aming isda guys, ang ginamit namin is proby lang kasi meron na yung tamang astaxanthin for coloration, and also for it's a black rancho. So best talaga sa black rancho is wheat germ, which is vitamin E, para maganda yung pagka-black niya, and also sunlight, which is UVB talaga, UV light para sa ating isda, kasi same din sa tao. Pag gusto mong umitim, mag sunbathing, kasi the same din yung trigger, yung melatonin nila ang nakakapagpaitim sa mga isda. Pagdating ng finals, you will have to have a good skill din sa pagbibideo, kasi it matter din yung magbibideo ka. Yung iba is nilalagay nila yung entry nila sa show tank for ilang days para masanay sa tank nila, at doon na nila i-shoot on the final submission. Para kasi kapag nilalagay mo sa show tank on the day na mag-shoot ka, masi-stress ang isda, so iba yung langoy niya, hindi siya komportable kasi it's a new tank, then you will not get a good shot with it. Alright, so if there are things na nalimutan ko guys, and if there are other groomers na are watching this video and you have something to share about grooming, you can comment that down below. And if you don't want to share, just no pressure guys. So yun nga, so halong swerte, tsamba at genes ng isda, and if you have enough grooming skills to survive your fish for 90 days, then congrats, you are able to keep it alive until 90 days, then congrats to you, even manalo ka hindi, kasi wala kang tsamba or swerte at that time, nag-join ka kasi mas maganda yung iba na isda kontra sa iyo, because there are really things guys na di kaya ng grooming talaga. Like if you get sobrang random ng pag-picking and you get the least fish na maganda, well, if it's groomable, gaganda yan. But if it's like a flow ng isda talaga na hindi na pwede mag-groom, ganun talaga, it can even go worse, then sorry na lang, next time. Doing it for the fun, or if you're doing it for the price or for the pride, yes, it's up to you guys. Nothing's wrong about it. Just enjoy and don't be toxic about it. Alright, happy fish keeping! Sorry guys, so our fish was groomed pala ni Kuya Kent, and siya yung nag-water change, siya yung nagpakain, siya yung mga routines sa ating grooming. So the trophy goes to him. He's the one na nag-groom talaga sa ating Black Tiny Tail Rancho ng CGC. Alright,